Good evening and welcome to CV Kane Field in San Juan, Texas, where the home team, the PSJA Bears, are hosting the Weslaco Panthers on the beginning of playoffs in high school. This is the by-district action. My name is Pedro Leija from KTRI, and this is a joint broadcast with our friends from K West, Coach John Boswell and Mr. Mike Gonzalez. Guys, good evening. How are you?
I'm doing well, Pedro. It's going to be a great series. It's the best 2 out of 3. Game one here at PSJ High is a rematch of last year, actually, with the Bears winning a one-game series. But this is a best of 3. This is going to be a great series, I think. What about you, Coach?
Well, we got nice weather. We got a beautiful field. For those of you watching, artificial surface, the whole infield, the outfield, natural grass. 88 degrees. It's a little bit windy. 18 miles an hour out of the southeast. And it's humid, 58 degrees. Pedro, looking forward to a big game.
Yes, sir. And we see on the mound the ace for the PSJ Bears, Mr. Cheque Marroquin. Mr. Marroquin, the last time he was out, he lost against Edinburgh Vela. It was a big game. It was a game for the district championship, so they had to come back and make it up on Friday. And they beat Edinburgh North to stay with the second seed of the district. It was not the case for the Panthers, right?
Yeah, well, the Panthers actually finished in a 3-way tie for the district championship because of the ruling by the UIL, where they ruled that the Brownsville-Rivetta Raiders had ineligible players. There's even reports of multiple players. Nevertheless, that kind of made things a little crazy on the seating. So we had a 3-way tie between Brownsville-Hanna, Los Fresnos, and Weslaco as tri-district champions. However, they flipped for the seedings, and Weslaco ended number 3.
And there was a seeded game, no, at the beginning of the week,
No,
or they just
coin
flipped
toss.
it.
It was a coin toss. Yes.
Coin toss. Okay, so they are well rested, both of the teams, and we are ready to go. We have Mr. Axel Camarena El Cuate ready to bat, and Ivan Margo on deck waiting his turn at bat, and we are ready to go. We're ready to play ball. And everybody's getting situated, and let's just hope for a great afternoon, no injuries, and let's watch some high school baseball at its best. Here comes Marroquin down the middle, and that's a first strike, and that's how they start the Bears. 1 strike, 0 balls at the beginning of the game. And we see an error right on first base. That is Sanchez. He couldn't stay with the ball. You can feel he got a little nervous with the hit. He's usually a regular training ground ball for Sanchez. But, well, he couldn't get a hold of it right now. And as soon as the game starts, the Weslaco Panthers, they have a man in base.
And you wonder if Axel's speed had anything to do with that, because Axel has blazing speed. As soon as he made contact, he was already out of the box, and the third baseman there had problems there. I mean, you can't blame the sun on that one, Coach.
Are you thinking small ball here early, trying to get a run here in the first inning, Mike?
Yes, the Panthers with their speed and their lineup, all they got to do is put the ball in play and let their speed take over.
And now we had Margo at the plate, batting for your Weslaco Panthers. Raul Camarena, the other cuate, is on deck, waiting for a chance to get his brother on.
And for the Weslaco Panthers, this is their 13th consecutive playoff appearance under Coach Eddie Serna, are seeking their 10th by-district championship, and overall 17th in the last 21 years. So a pretty good run.
Pretty solid program for the Weslaco Panthers, while the Bears, they had gone to playoffs in the 9 years Coach Guajardo has been on the bench for them. 1-1 the count. And here comes Marroquin again. Right down the middle. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Margo with a pretty good size, Coach. I know he was, I believe he played tight end for the football team.
And was the long snapper, Mike, on punts and extra points, those kind of things.
And then we see Cheque a little worried about his company there at first baseman. He's trying to take care of business before the next batter goes on.
You know, as coaches look at that pitcher, Pedro, in the legs, he's what we call thick.
Uh-huh.
You know, and a lot of power, people don't understand. They think you have to have a great arm to pitch, and I think it's more great legs to pitch.
Right, for the impulse. And that is why Marroquin is one of the top prospects of the Valley for next year. He's trying to get the base, and he's out. And just like that, we had 2 outs. Devin De Leon with a good throw.
It was a great throw, but I was actually surprised, Coach, that Axel didn't attempt to slide in. I wonder.
Well, you may be the comfort of the artificial turf. I'm not sure, but he really did not go down, and I expected it too. I thought it looked like he had a chance to be in there, but he did not slide, so it's 1 away.
And you're right, maybe the artificial turf, that made a difference when we have a little timeout.
I think Coach Sedena is going to go talk to the second base umpire, perhaps just making sure the tag was made, or make sure he had a good angle on it. Could be different things.
Well, he might also be looking at interference. The second baseman was kind of standing there. The shortstop's the one that actually made the play.
Right.
We're working a 4-man crew. Most high school baseball in non-district or regular district year, there's only 1 umpire on all the bases and then the home plate.
Right.
Now there's 1 on each base for the playoffs. That's 4-man crew.
So all those close foul balls, perhaps down the lines.
There's somebody there now.
There's somebody there now with a better angle than during the regular season.
And Coach Sedena just letting the umpires know that he's keeping an eye on what's going on in the action. Here comes Marroquin again.
Oh. Struck him out.
Struck out, yep.
Yeah, I think Marroquin took something off of that pitch there, but that was just a terrific pitch for out number 2 of this inning.
And now we have Raul Camarena, the other cuate, ready to bat, and the catcher, it's next on deck, Luis Longoria.
Raul bats from the left side.
And the brother from the right, huh?
Yeah. You notice, Coach, where he's lining up, he's crowding the home plate there. If they pitch inside to him, I know the Chicago Cubs have a hitter named Anthony Rizzo who's very similar to that.
Well, on a dirt field, they dig around in there and they make that line disappear so they can really crowd the plate with the artificial turf. There's only so far you can go. That line's going nowhere.
It's a great observation, Coach.
Inside.
And Marroquin can't find the zone, and now we have 2 balls, 0 strikes.
And with that being said, perhaps does it help the hitter as far as we have a hit here down the third base line?
It's out.
Foul ball.
Just
Foul
barely
ball.
foul. But I know a lot of hitters, Coach, they like to kind of dig into that dirt to kind of position themselves a little bit better, and they can't really do that here. Do you think that's a disadvantage?
Well, Weslaco doesn't play on it all the time like PSJA does, but they played on it before, and you have such good traction that it's a mental thing. They're still going to dig around in there. Mm-hmm. They're just not going to make a hole because there's no hole to make.
Yes.
He's got a good curveball.
So that's a 2-2 count with 2 outs.
So the deuces are wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs.
And now we're going to have a full count.
Marroquin won at that third strike there, didn't get it.
Vicente Castillo with the fielding, and we have an out. The 3 outs, down, and now it's time for the Bears to bat and see what they can do on the offense, Coach.
And the Bears will center the plate. Number 2, Zambrano. Number 5, Gutierrez. And number 19, Sanchez. And they will face Rico Avila, the Weslaco senior.
And then we have El Güero Zambrano at bat versus Rico Avila.
Celestino Avila, who just passed away during football season, and I know this is a special year for him.
So the Panthers open with a ball.
Zambrano showed a bunt there. I don't know if it was on purpose or if he's really thinking about it. I'm looking at the infield. You see the third baseman. You know, he's pretty far in. First baseman is at regular depth.
1-on-1 the count, and yeah, it looked like he wanted to bunt, but at the end he decided not to.
So they must think he bunts on the left side because
And we have Ariben Gutierrez on deck for the PSJA Bears. If you notice, the first 3 at bat are the infield of the Bears, which are very fast. Two the count.
one of the other things I asked Coach Saturday is, what's going to be the key to this series, Coach? And he says, pitching and defense. Got to make the routine plays. And I think the Panthers had some problems in the last week of the season against Los Fresnos. We see a sharply hit there.
To the right, to the left, and it's a hit. It's a double. It's a double for the Bears, and what a great start for El Güero Zambrano. For a little bit, there was a little commotion there. Zambrano looked to be out of the base, and the throw. But then again, Coach, like you mentioned, we have 4 umpires. One of them was next to them, and he decided it was a safe play.
Yeah, it's harder to question with 4 guys. You know, when there's 2, it's always go ask him. He might have saw it better.
Yes.
It's a little harder to do that when really you only got one job now.
You know, Brian Diaz there at second was trying to get Zambrano there off the base, but you're right. The umpire is in great position at second base, and so with a runner at second with nobody out, the Bears are in business.
And we have Ariben Gutierrez, another power hitter for the PSJA Bears. Avila with the pitch, and they try to play it safe. The throw goes away, and Zambrano is coming home. So the Bears are taking a 1-0 lead at the beginning of the game. 0 outs. And Ariben Gutierrez hits a triple right out on the bottom of the first. 0 outs. So the Bears are up on the inning. And now we have Sanchez. Sanchez is the kid that was playing first base. Is playing first base, and he made the little error at the beginning of the game, and now it's his time to shine and make up for that.
Speaking of errors, that would have been a 3-base error. That was not a base hit. Should have been a routine out.
Yes,
And
just
this,
like the one in the first. Yeah.
And there is a lot of room here in this field. So if a ball gets away,
Yes.
say in first base or third base, you saw Gutierrez go all the way to third because the ball went all the way to the wall there. And I mean, there's a lot of space here, and so the Panthers had to hustle getting that ball back into play. But you're right, Coach. It's the routine plays are very, very important here. And right now, the Bears with their first break of the series and take a 1-0 lead.
Rico has Sanchez corner with 0 balls to strikes, and he asked for a timeout.
Well, not really the way you want to start a ball game. You got a double off the wall and then a 3-base error. That's not really. But you know what? Again, we talked. There's a lot of baseball left to play.
No, that was a great play by Rico, and we had the first out.
Nice job of holding him back at third, too.
Right, that was the first thing he did, Coach. He got that grounder. It was sharply hit up the middle, and Rico looked at third base to see what Gutierrez was going to do, and Gutierrez returned back to third, and then Avila was able to make that play to first base for the first out of the inning.
And then we have another one of the great players for the Bears. It's Devon De Leon, the catcher, barely a sophomore. But he can hit the ball. Last Friday versus Edinburgh North, he got a home run with a guy on base, and he started making the difference for the Bears.
Tell you what, Coach, for a sophomore, he's a pretty big guy.
Oh, and he had a great arm. You saw him throw out the runner in the first inning.
I would say he's, what, 6'1"?
Maybe a little taller.
Maybe a little taller. Yeah, maybe I'm being too generous.
And
But
once again, thick.
Yeah. He lost some weight in the last couple of months. The season started. We had just finished the Tamale season, and
Well, you're on turf a lot. You're back there in all that equipment on a hot day, playing in tournaments, and as a sophomore, you're growing.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's not unusual to see them thicken up but lose weight at the same time.
yeah, whatever he did, it's worked. he looks really good.
2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Bottom of the first, barely 1-0, the leading for the Bears. Throw goes to first, and we have another run.
So he's going to probably count that as a sacrifice, but it is
Yep.
the second out. He
So-
drives in the run.
So Ediben Gutierrez comes in, and the Bears are up 2-0 with 2 outs on the scoreboard. And here comes another power hitter for the Bears, Vicente Castillo, one of the big prospects at the beginning of the year.
And Axel doing a great job fielding that grounder. I think he did the smart thing there, just getting the sure out there. It's a long game. There's still 6 innings to go after this, and so you take your outs and you move on. There's now nobody on base, and you just can't focus on the hitter.
So Rico working his way on the first strike versus Castillo. They call him El Caballo.
The horse.
Yes, sir.
I've been around long enough that I know a few words.
And Castillo puts himself in a difficult situation early on the game with 0 balls, 2 strikes. Oh. So Castillo gets hit and he takes a base. That's the first one for Rico on the night.
Well, you have a 2-strike count too. That's
Unfortunately, yeah, he was doing a very good mind game and throwing game versus Castillo.
Perhaps the pitch got away from him, wanted to maybe throw a curveball or something that just went a little too far to the outside there. And yeah, you're right, Coach. 0-2 count, and that's a tough one there.
And here comes Trey Guajardo, the quarterback for the PSJA Bears, also the center fielder. On deck, we have the pitcher, Marroquin. Guajardo couldn't get much of the ball, and he's out at first. So that's the end of the inning. After 1 complete inning, the PSJA Bears are on top, 2-0 versus Weslaco. All right, so we're ready to start the second inning, top of the second. We have Luis Longoria at bat for the Weslaco Panthers. At deck, Rico Avila, the pitcher. We'll see Marroquin and his crew doing a little team back before the first throw of the second inning. Again, 2-0 the score in favor of the Bears. Game 1 of this best out of 3 series. And it's cooling down, Coach. It's getting way better than.
The sun is about to set. We're about, I'd say, 20 minutes from sunset here, but there's a little bit of clouds out there, but it's nice and fresh out here.
Here comes Marroquin. Good eye for Longoria, and that's the first ball.
Yeah, it's dropped down to 85, Pedro. So that's amazing. At 3 degrees, the
Make a
wind's still
difference,
18
right?
miles an hour.
Just 2 balls. Yeah, but yeah, 20 minutes ago the wind seemed different, a little humid, and right now it's cooler.
Yes, definitely feel a difference, but it's only 3 degrees as the moment. That was called strike.
2 balls, 1 strike for Cheque Marroquin and the PSJA Bears.
So is that a nickname, or is that
His full name is Ezequiel Marroquin.
so Ezekiel? Okay.
Ezekiel,
Yeah.
yes. So they call him Cheque, and now Cheque evens out things.
Yeah.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
Many people with that name would be Zeke.
Zeke,
Yeah.
right.
He's Cheque.
The,
Okay.
Got to do something different, huh?
Yeah, shout out to Zeke Morales, the soccer coach for Hidalgo. His name is Ezequiel. Also, not a very common name. The ball goes long. There's 2 players out, and we have Mr. Pesina, Joel Pesina with the out. The first one of the second inning, top of the second.
It looked like.
Güero,
I beg your
Zambrano,
pardon.
Yes, it
yeah,
was.
he went all the way over there.
You're right.
I don't.
But nevertheless, great hustle by Zambrano there and great catch.
Yeah, but Pesina had the best position. He was going forward. To the
Correct.
ball.
Correct.
All right, so we have the pitcher versus pitcher. Avila versus Marroquin. Seth Sanchez on deck. Marroquin with the fastball, and that's 1 strike.
Curveball.
Yep, he changes the speed, and now we have 0-2 for Rico. That's a foul ball. For a moment, we got a little flashback deja vu from the first inning where Mr. Jacob Sanchez couldn't get a hold of the ball. But it looks like the Bears had overcome that little mistake error on the field.
And if you notice, the catcher, not in this pitch, but in the previous pitch, was outside. And in other pitches, when that's happened, the Panthers have swung and gone the opposite way.
Curveball again.
Yes, and that takes care of Rico. So we have 2 outs now in the bottom of the second. Number 23, Seth Sanchez. At bat, Matt Calderon. Number 11 on deck.
Yeah, he's recorded 2 strikeouts already, and his curveball has really come into play on both of those.
It's a little too close to the batter. We have 1 ball, 0 strikes, 2 outs. It's a hit down the middle. Guajardo's going back, and he gets it. The inning's over. It was a good play overall, good hit. And it's time for the Bears to bat 2-0 to score prevails from the first inning.
What I noticed so far is the pitcher, Marlo Keene, really in command, using his curveball, his fastball, changing locations, recorded 2 strikeouts, 2 flyouts, a ground out, and the one player that reached base was thrown out trying to steal second base. So 6 batters have come up, six have gone down,
Right.
and Weslaco will go back to the field, and Marlo Keene will lead off here at the bottom of the second.
All right, here we go. Rico Avila ready to start the bottom of the second inning. 2-0 the score. And we have Marroquin on bat. And Pablito Treviño designated here on deck. That was a curveball, so 1-1 the count. Right down the middle.
Wow.
He called it a ball. It looked like a strike from here. It sounded like a strike also. Marroquin goes down to the middle. And this time, Jaden Cavazos has no problem getting the ball from Maxwell Camarena. And that is the first out of the bottom of the second.
A lot of grounders by the Bears up to this point. Every hitter has made contact, whether it's a hit or a ground ball, with the exception of Vicente Castillo, who was hit by a pitch.
And we come back with what Coach Wassel was saying at the beginning. Maybe they're doing it on purpose because of the turf and the way the ball is going to bounce and make it difficult on the Panthers.
It kind of, and Coach, you could probably elaborate a little bit better here, but with the turf, the ball probably, bounces
True.
fast off the field. But once it gets into the outfield with the grass, then it slows down a little bit.
Well, yeah, but it's a true bounce. On grass or dirt, you sometimes get a high bounce, a low bounce. That's fouled back. But on turf, it's a consistent bounce. But if you're not used to a consistent bounce, there's an advantage to playing on your home field because you know how it's going to play.
You can kind of anticipate it better versus grass.
So Pablito Treviño on bat, and we have Cesar Cantu on deck. Treviño barely a sophomore, but he's been playing solid that position of designated here.
Well, that's putting a lot of faith in a sophomore to put him in as the hitter.
He's been playing regularly. Here it is. What a great play from Seth Sanchez. He gets a hold of the ball, and we have two outs now.
The way the Bears are hitting, you got to have good gloves out there. And, so far the infield has done a solid job. I mean, yes, there was an error in the last inning, but, I mean, as I said a few minutes ago, the Bears, they put the ball in play. So you got to get those routine grounders there, and a terrific job there by Seth Sanchez at first.
And the importance, Michael, getting here early and feeling the field.
Cantu right here.
Yes, sir. Cesar Cantu, number 3, and we have Mr. Zambrano, top of the lineup, on deck.
Yeah, Pacina plays right field, does not bat.
All right, shout out to Johnny Berry. He almost got hit, our camera
Vinny.
guy tonight.
Vinny.
Vinny Berry.
Vinny Berry.
Vinny's got a good glove up there. I hope he makes the play. Last week we were doing a softball game from Edinburgh High School, and we were on top of the press box. And there were some foul balls that got up in our area, that's for sure.
Okay, apparently he hit a little girl on the stand, so let's hope.
Well,
she's
coming
okay.
down isn't as bad as the ones that you see like at the RGV field,
Right.
where they're right down their left or right down the dugout, that area. Big leagues, there's been some terrible accidents on foul balls.
And that's why it's very important to be paying attention in the game, especially on some designated seats.
And these young men are big and strong, and when those hitters take a good whack at it, I mean, it really comes flying back here.
Wow.
Okay, back to the game. 1-1. The count, 2 outs. Bottom of the second. And Cesar Cantu at bat. Rico Avila trying to take care of business here. And he gets the second strike. It's a swing.
Nice pitch there, fooled Cantu. He was probably anticipating a fastball, instead got the curveball, coach.
It's another foul ball. It was very, very close to Luis Longoria. He made the effort. I think it was easier for Mr. Seth Sanchez to get to the ball, but at the end of the day, he didn't have enough altitude to get give him a chance. One ball, two strikes, the count.
Ooh.
This time Cantu didn't take the bait there.
Yep, so we are 2-2 on the count. And let's get a shout out to those guys on the back of the field. You see them there, the three guys that didn't even want to pay the $2 to get in.
Really not a bad seat, though.
No.
Would they get ladders, or they park their cars back there, or?
Third baseman with the ball. They throw it first, and we have an out. That was a great play, which is Camarena and Sanchez to end the inning. After 2 complete innings, the Bears are up still 2 runs to 0 versus Weslaco Panthers.
And the first pitch to Matt Calderon's a strike.
So 0-1 the count. Calderon is at bat, and Jacob Cavazos at deck, trying to start up something for the Weslaco Panthers. 1-1 the count now. Marroquin trying to play around to see if Calderon will go for it. From 0-1, now we have 2 balls, 1 strike. The ball goes down the middle. Ediven with the throw, and Sanchez to get the out, the first out of the 3rd inning.
You know, that ball took one of those artificial funny bounces in the infield, and shortstop there, Gutierrez, was able to get it, make that routine grounder. And that's what we were talking about with the artificial surface and grass. You wonder if it was grass, they probably wouldn't have taken that kind of bounce.
Right. But if somebody knows the turf, it has to be Ediven and Zambrano, who are always here practicing after school together with Vicente Castillo. And there goes Zambrano now on his side. And that looks like a second out. So we have Jacob Cavazos out. Marroquin doing it again. Online. You got Calderon, now Cavazos.
This one's Jaden Cavazos.
We have another. They're not related, right?
No.
Not like the Camarena
No, but
brothers.
one plays quarterback and one plays receiver.
Oh.
And they're both sophomores, but as far
You
as
would
I
think.
know, they're
You would
not
think,
related.
right?
I've been told they're not related, at least not very closely related, if at all.
Well, let's see if Jaden can do something against a Marroquin, who after 3 innings, well, seems in control.
Well, he hasn't given up a hit yet. I know that jinxes him. I'm not trying to jinx Mr. Marroquin. But as a press guy, we need to mention that so far, so good. Not a perfect game, but a no-hitter so far. There has been 1 base runner.
And there we go. That's Jacob Sanchez with a great play on first, and top of the 3rd is gone. 0-2 the score. The PSJA Bears are up, but Marroquin keeps dominating the game.
Well, he's faced 9 batters in 3 innings. He's struck out 2. Defense has played well. There's 1 runner reached on an error, was thrown out going to second. So Marroquin is cruising along, and PSJ will bat the top of the order in the bottom of the 3rd. Here we go, the second baseman.
El Güero Zambrano at bat, and we are going to have Ediven Gutierrez on deck. Bottom of the third, 2-0, still the score in favor of the PSJA Bears. Enrico Avila more in control, taking care of business when Güero hits the ball
Again.
all the way to the back. He hits the fence, and it looks like a double.
Triple.
He's going to third.
Nope.
No, they stopped him. Coach Guajardo says, wait a minute. So
Second double.
the Bears starting again in heat with Zambrano, who has become a very important player, a key player for the PSJ Bears.
First inning, it was a 2-2 count. The exact same area. This time was a 1-0 count. Just took a good whack at it, and the left fielder there, was trying to measure it and trying to get underneath it, and it just went all the way to the wall there. That'd be Ivan Margo there at left field, and Zambrano with 2 doubles tonight, and so he's doing his part as a leadoff hitter.
And then his longtime friend, Ediven, is trying to get him to home. But first, we have a timeout.
Well, you're 2 for 2. You've hit 2 doubles, and there are no outs. So, that's what a leadoff hitter is supposed to get on base, supposed to move things along. He scored on an error, but there was no slowdown coming. That ball was hit. Gutierrez reached on an error, made it all the way to third base, then scored. Curveball.
And if you notice, guys, the wind is blowing in, not very hard, but it probably helped keep that ball in the ballpark.
Southeast, yep.
It's 18 miles an hour out of the southeast.
Whoa. 1-1 the count. And now he bunts. That was a perfect play by Ediven, and now we have Güero Zambrano in third and Ediven on first.
Infield single.
And the reason why that was successful was because the Panthers were playing back at normal depth.
Yes.
And so that allowed Gutierrez to observe that probably and realize that, hey, if I could put the ball in play and I'm fast enough, not only will I beat the throw at first, I'm going to advance the runner from second to third there.
Well, even if you don't beat the throw, you still advance the runner. So either way, it's a good play.
Even hoping for a little error
Yeah.
while the infielders were waiting for one of them choppy balls. And now we have Jacob Sanchez, the first baseman for the Bears. Runners on first and third. This is a great opportunity for the Bears to.
And Jacob hit right back to Rico Avila his first time up for a 1-3 out back in the first inning. With a great opportunity here to extend the lead.
Could be 2.
It might be a double play. It is a double play, but there was no out, so Zambrano comes in. 3-0 the Bears. It was a great play by Camarena and Seth Sanchez.
And what I like their coach is that Seth Sanchez was patiently waiting for that ball. That was a one-hopper after the throw from second baseman Brian Diaz there. It goes down as a 4-6-3, 6-4-3 double play.
But there's the beauty of the artificial turf, though. That ball was thrown offline, but it bounced.
Right.
A perfect bounce to the first baseman. On dirt, you may not have gotten that perfect bounce.
And it was a double play. However, Jacob Sanchez gets credit for an RBI there. So it's 3-0 PSJA.
And now we have Devon De Leon, the catcher. He eats the first strike.
And Devin grounded to short his first time up, drove in the second run in the first inning.
Oh, he gets hit. The second for the night for Mr. Rico. And De Leon goes to first base.
Wow.
And they're going to bring in
Let's see.
They're going to bring in Marco Guajardo, the son of the coach,
Oh,
as
wow.
a runner. He's pretty fast. Wide receiver for the
I know that name.
mighty PSJA Bears.
Marco Guajardo.
Yes, sir.
So he's running for the catcher, which is very common.
And now we have El Caballo, Vicente Castillo.
And he was hit by a pitch the first time up
Yeah.
on an 0-2 count.
Well, that one was 0-1, Mike.
Rico Avila doesn't seem to care about the running on first, and he's concentrating since he has 2 outs on the batter.
You know, I like to say on those low ones, Pedro, that was in the dirt. You can't say that
You
here.
can't say that. But he has to be careful with that because Castillo gets a hold of that ball. He has 2 home runs in the season.
So instead of saying into the dirt, you say like into the turf, I guess.
I
or-
guess. off the ground, I
Off the
guess.
ground.
The ground,
off the
off the
turf.
ground.
Just like you say, he digs in. Well, they're not digging in.
The runner's going, and he's safe. It looked like he got him from here, but the umpire was right, couple of feet away.
Great slide by Guajardo.
Guajardo.
Sliding away from the tag. Great throw by Longoria, but just the slide was just outstanding.
Well, Brian Diaz had to reach for the tag there. Great effort all around there by both athletes. But yes, the second base umpire had the best angle, and you know, and so we have a runner at second now.
We have a
Marco
runner at
Guajardo.
second, 2 outs, and it's still Mr. De Leon at bat. Mr. Castillo, I'm sorry.
Foul ball.
They're asking me around where are we broadcasting the game? K West.
YouTube.
KTRI. YouTube, of course.
KWES, WISD, YouTube.
We have a lot of
Let your friends know.
alumni that want to watch the game, especially family members that are playing away.
You know, K-West for years, WISD have done some outstanding things. I know graduations, all the high school graduations are live online. I had 3 children graduate from WISD whose grandparents, cousins all over the country and world are able to see their activities, their graduation, etc.
And that was down the middle. And we couldn't get Mr. We have another run. We couldn't get Seth Sanchez couldn't get a hold of the ball on first. So Marco Guajardo showing his speed, and he comes in 4-0 is the score. We were not expecting that one. It looked like a regular play.
Oh, that was right up the middle there. Rico Avila put a glove on it, but couldn't come up with it. And Axel Carmona with great hustle there, right behind or a little to the left of second base. Made the throw there, but just couldn't finish it there.
And the bounce again, hurting the Panthers.
Well, and you're going to have to call that an error, I think.
Yes, sir.
Even though the young man was really hustling, but the guy that was hustling, you said it, Pedro, is Guajardo.
Guajardo.
He
He knows the
scored.
field. He knows how to slide in situations.
Yeah, he scored on a should have been an out, and he was working so hard that he got that 4th run. And now Coach Eddie Cerna's out with his team. I'm sure he's telling them, hey, we're fine. Just make the plays. What did he tell you before the game, Mike? Got to make the routine
Pitching
plays.
and, yes, routine plays.
Routine plays.
Is what's going to be the difference.
And they are making the difference right now. The routine plays, those couple of errors. Of course, also a few good plays by the Bears, but that is making a difference.
Well, you can't give a team like the Bears extra outs. And that error right there is an extra out. Now you have Trey Guajardo stepping up with runner on base. Where, it could have been 3 outs if you just make the routine play.
Here comes Guajardo, the lefty, versus Rico Avila. Still bottom of the third. 2 outs.
Wow.
Yep. Yeah, that looked like a strike. It was a beautiful thrown ball, but the umpire said something else, so now we have 1 ball, 0 strikes.
See the Rico there trying to focus, trying to compose himself and get this last out here in the third inning.
And we're being told, Pedro, you can find a link to this game on the K-West Facebook page or the PSJA ISD Facebook page. So
Great.
if you're out there and you are watching and family members are saying, how'd you find it? Those are 2 ways to find it. And K-West is KWES.
So we're gonna try to tweet it right now to put it on Facebook so we can reach more audience and they can see the beloved ones.
And tomorrow it'll be the same thing. So if you found it tonight, you can find it again tomorrow, 7 o'clock. Saturday, 1 o'clock. Yeah, it'll be the same thing, just at 1 o'clock, same 2 teams if necessary.
That was a strike. 3 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Shout out to Christian Sanchez. That's the kid that is asking where can he watch the game. He's Jacob Sanchez's brother. And that's a hit to the right. Guajardo making it count with a single. And now we have runners on first and second for Mr. Cheque Marroquin. And let's see if he has control of the ball batting also.
You know, I was watching Castillo run. I believe there's something maybe wrong with one of his hamstrings. He's got a little bit of a hitch in his get-along. It looks like they may be putting a pinch runner in for him right now.
And guess who's coming in? The fast Guajardo.
Yeah, he's a busy guy
It has
in
to be
this inning.
somebody different, doesn't it?
Well,
No?
number
You're
22.
Right. You're
It's
right.
number
He's
22.
Number 22. Look from Guajardo from a distance.
Okay, let's see.
But this
22.
is Diego Villescas.
Yeah.
Diego
Diego
Villescas
Viescas.
coming in.
You're good without a cheat sheet. Oh, you do have a cheat sheet. Okay.
Just don't say it out loud.
Okay. No, he knows them without a cheat sheet.
I know a few of them. They're my students. By the way, they're very good students.
This
And
time-
that's really important.
well, yeah, and this time of year, you're talking AP testing, intercourse testing,
Star testing, I think.
Yeah, all that kind of
Academies, all the stuff going on, and they're
stuff.
still
You're in the
focused
playoffs. Yep.
And for some of these seniors, graduation.
around the corner.
Yes. In college, about 4 months.
Oh, you mean they begin college in 4 months? I was thinking college graduates in 4
No,
months.
no. 4 years, hopefully.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe less, but
Yeah, I got one walking down the aisle in about 15 days.
Time flies, coach.
Oh, he's getting his MBA at Notre Dame.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Cheque Marroquin with a solid hit. But it's even better the play by Camarena and Sanchez. This time, with no hassle, gets the out. We have 3 completed innings. The Bears are up 4-0 versus the Weslaco Panthers. Game 1 of a 3-game series on by-district playoffs here on the Rio Grande Valley. All right, we open the 4th inning, top of the 4th. And we have Axel Camarena at bat. Evan Margot on deck versus dominant Cheque Marroquin so far.
and we talk about the leadoff hitter. You know, Axel, as we mentioned, reached base. He was caught stealing second, if you recall. And that's the difference. Unlike Zambrano, who reaches base and scores.
One ball, 2 strikes, the count for Camarena. Check it throwing a little low, so that's a 2-2 count. Not only is it a beautiful night, but it's a great atmosphere here at the ballpark. We got packed.
And like you said, even people out there in the bleachers. that don't exist.
Yeah. Somebody put over there on right field a hunting, what do you call it?
Stand.
Yeah, so they can watch the game from there. Go
Or maybe a
Bears.
camera guy.
Go Bears. I know, we could have set up there, right? Palo and Güero gets it on the air. What a great play. But Zambrano, so far, like you said, Coach, he's been the player of the game.
Yeah,
Not only offensively, but on the defense.
yeah, he's
been
made some
playing-
plays on defense too. But
very
it's
solid.
hard to argue with 2 doubles to the wall and 2 runs scored when the score is 4-0.
And Axel did hit the ball hard
Yeah.
to the opposite side, but just a better play by Zambrano there at second base for the first out.
So we have Evan Margot, number 4, at bat for the Weslaco Panthers. And something very similar happened, but now we have Castillo, solid. Getting the ball, throwing to first, and Jacob Sanchez with the second out.
Another hard hit ball, Coach, but right at third baseman there.
And that only proves your point. They're getting acquaintance to Marroquin and the way he's pitching, and now they're starting to hit him.
But they have retired 10 batters in a row, though.
And he throws the first strike versus Raúl Camarena, the other cuate.
He grounded to third his first time up on the full count.
And now Marroquin has him against the ropes, as they say in boxing, 0-2. The count.
Fouled away.
But it seems like Camarena has found the spot. He knows where the balls are coming and he's hitting Marroquin.
You know, as dominant as Marroquin seems, he's only struck out 2. Let's make
Well,
that 3.
maybe 3.
Right on cue, Coach.
And that's the end of the top of the 4th inning. The Bears are leading 4-0 here at CV Kane Field in San Juan, Texas. This is a broadcast by K West and KTRI.
And here we go.
All right, so bottom of the 4th inning. Rico Avila. It looks like Trevino from that side. There is Pablito Trevino, double
Yes, it
zero.
is.
Double
And-
zero at bat.
And he grounded to first, unassisted, his first time up in the second inning.
Whoa.
Oh, got him.
He got him.
That's the 3rd one. Back in the day when my kids were like in Little League, if you hit 3 batters, you had to leave pitching.
That doesn't apply anymore.
No, not at this level. I don't think it applies.
But that shows you the level of nervousness Mr. Avila is going through right now.
And it looks like we're going to have a courtesy runner here.
Let's see who this is. No notes.
No number.
From a distance, it looks like
14 maybe?
Omar Alcantara.
Wow.
And in case we were wrong, we had the PA announcer help
Yes.
us. But you were right.
He double confirmed it, and the batter is Cantu.
All right, and now
We're in the 4th inning. 3 out of the 4 innings, the Bears have had their leadoff man on.
and they're closing the lineup with Cesar Cantu at bat. And Alcantara, he tries to get to second base, but it was a great throw by Longoria. And Brian Diaz working it out. Actually, it was
Camarena.
Camarena.
Coach, what a heck of a throw there by the catcher, Longoria. Throwing it on the, I guess you would say, the first base side of it, of the field.
Right.
Allowing the player to apply the catch and the tag.
But what a tag on the run he had to
Absolutely.
make.
And now Cantu to third. The throw, and we have 2 outs. That was a great play also by the brother now, Raul Camarena. So the Camarenas making a count, taking care of business on the infield. Good throw to Seth Sanchez, and now we have 2 outs.
My MVP coming to the plate, I believe.
But you go from a promising inning for the Bears to all of a sudden 2 outs in 2 pitches, or really
Yes.
1 pitch because the other one was, a steal attempt, or 2 pitches. Nevertheless, it's 2 outs. From no outs with a runner at first to 2 outs,
Yeah.
nobody on base.
It's the beauty of baseball. And we have Zambrano again, El Güero, Juan. With 2 big hits at the beginning of the game. And he's trying to make it happen again. This time with 2 outs.
Well, Rico didn't shy away. The first one right down the pipe.
And he hits again, and it looks like
Calderon with the play.
so we have 4 complete innings. The Bears are up 4-0 versus the visiting Weslaco Panthers.
Before Rene Hinojosa became a business executive, he was a student at Weslaco ISD. He participated in UIL academics, designed the original Wildcats logo, was an all-state academic middle linebacker. He then played for the Longhorns, graduating with a business degree from UT. Now he's the Director of Strategic Development at Doctors Hospital at Renaissance. Weslaco ISD is home to some of the most prestigious graduates in the Rio Grande Valley. For Rene Hinojosa, WISD was the right choice.
Here we go. Wesco trying to fight back from a 4-0 lead.
And looking for their first base runner since their leadoff man to start the game.
And we're going to have Luis Longoria, number 10.
Made that nice throw, getting the runner in the
catch.
other half of the inning.
And he fly to right field his first time up. One of the few, or well, actually there's been a number of players make contact, but one of the few to hit the ball pretty hard.
Top of the 5th, guys. Marroquin again with the pitch. The umpire calls it a strike. It's a little higher. So 0-1 the count for Mr. Longoria.
You know, we talked about Zambrano and his fly out to center there to end that inning. It didn't change my mind so far about him being at least one of the PSJA MVPs. But I see on the scoreboard the name Zambrano. Is there any?
Yeah, his family, his uncles, they're lawyers.
Oh, okay.
In town, so they are big sponsors.
And that means
And
they're
Bourbon.
educated people too.
Yeah. His dad's a banker. Actually, I play soccer with the parents, and shout out to the Zambrano family also.
So is he
Mr.
kind of the
Jesse
black?
Vela was
is,
around here also.
is he kind of the black sheep? He plays baseball and not soccer.
No. I think the baseball run through their veins. They play baseball, they play soccer, they play football, they play everything. All around. What? In case of a particular case of Juan, I think he only plays baseball.
Longoria with a good whack there on the last pitch.
And the play, the throw, and they got it. What a play by Devon De Leon.
So it goes down as a strikeout, but it goes down also as a 2-3. So it's 1 away.
And what I liked, Coach, was the patience that De Leon had, even though you saw Longoria run.
To make sure the throw was good and on point.
Correct. De Leon still had the presence of mind to make sure doing the fundamental part of it, which is get the
Right.
ball up, look at first base, make the throw, and get that out.
And you can't have the interference of the
Sure.
of the runner.
You know, because oftentimes you'll see a player panic or maybe rush things, and that wasn't the case here.
And he's only a sophomore. One of the jewels here of PSJ Bears. We have the pitcher now, Rico Avila, trying to start a good streak for the Panthers. This will be a perfect inning for them to try to come back.
He struck out swinging. Sorry, Coach. Back in the second inning.
That's all right, Mike. They're just running out of outs is what's happening here. Guajardo has kept them, Marroquin has kept them just off balance all night, and we're in the 5th inning. So, you know, we're down to like 8 outs.
Yep. Seth Sanchez, the first baseman, he's on deck for the Panthers. And there's a little grounder for.
I think they're calling a foul ball here.
Yep.
Watching the umpire. So the Panthers get a little break here.
Yeah, because it looked like Castillo was in control of the ball and ready to throw that. And here comes Guajardo. He's going to argue the play because he knew his guy got it.
Well, the umpire's saying it went off of Rico's foot, which would cause it to be foul. Coach is just setting up calls. I believe these will be the same 4 umpires tomorrow night. They will just rotate.
Uh-huh.
Like the guy behind the plate will go to third, and they'll rotate around. I'm not sure which direction they'll rotate, but I believe it'll be the same 4 guys tomorrow.
So they basically go clockwise is the
I think
routine?
so.
Either counterclockwise or
Well, the less work is on third. More plays are called at first, so they usually rotate the guy behind the plate to third.
But you will never see the home plate umpire go like to second, correct?
Probably not. No.
All right, so nothing happened to the count. 1 out. Here comes a hit for El Güero. Zambrano with the throw, and it's an error. But look at David.
Hustle.
What a play. Did he get him? What's the umpire saying?
I think he's asking home plate for help.
He's asking. That's what he's doing.
And let's see.
Here comes Guajardo, and here comes Serna. Both of the coaches are out. It was a very close play.
Well, to start off, it was an error on the second baseman.
Right.
Now, what happened from there, we don't know.
It was a great play by the catcher who threw the ball.
Yeah, he hustled his
Yeah,
tail
really
off.
give credit to De Leon for going back here.
And they marked it as a safe play, so it's a single. And
We got a base runner here for Weslaco.
and Guajardo
Let's see who that is, Mike.
is going to argue with the first base umpire, telling him that he actually called an out. And then he went to the main umpire, and that's why it took a turn against the Bears.
Can you tell who the runner is, Mike?
That's what I'm trying to. I'm waiting for him to either turn or.
Is that an 11 or a 17?
Well, it's not Matt Calderon because he's on deck right here.
Okay, then.
It could be 12 or 13, maybe. It's hard. I can't tell from here. We'll try to pick that up as soon as he turns his back.
Here we go. Is that like a 32 or a 12?
Oh, 32 would be Jaden Pettis. That could be number 32.
Meanwhile, Guajardo still trying to plead his case with the umpires. But the key was that the first base umpire asked for help
Right.
with home plate.
And it looked like he called an out.
Yeah,
And
he-
then-
initially.
He did this thing pointing at home, and it looked like an out.
Right.
Yeah.
And Rico thought about going to second, and he took about, 6-7 steps and had to hustle back to first. But De Leon, just with a great job, he had to come all the way back here to the wall. And as I said earlier in the game, there's a lot of space here on the field. And so De Leon had to hustle out there, get the ball, and throw to first. And it was a bang-bang play.
And let's see if that's the play that the Weslaco Panthers were waiting for to wake up. Maybe we had the momentum right now with Seth Sanchez at bat, and then we're going to have Matt Calderon.
Well, Sanchez hit one deep to center, run down by Trey Guajardo his last time up. Wow.
That was very close. Very, very close.
Close to a
Sanchez.
hit.
Yeah, to a hit to Sanchez. And the umpire decides it was inside the box. Maybe Sanchez is batting too close.
And the infield is playing back, so they don't expect Sanchez to lay down a bunt or
There you
anything.
go.
As we see a
Nice
sharply
going to
hit
the
there.
right. It's going to a right Pesina with
Nice
no
catch.
problems. Taking care of business. And the Bears have 2 outs now.
Messina looked like made a basket catch out there.
Yep.
Great job there. That's not an easy play to make, and that ball was hit very, very hard.
Well, Sanchez has hit 2 balls really hard off of Marroquin, but
Marroquin.
they've both been caught. Outstanding plays in the outfield by the Bears.
That tells you the great backup Marroquin is playing under, and that's part of his success. Was a good prospect. And now we have Seth Sanchez. No, Seth Sanchez was a bad.
Matt Calderon.
Matt Calderon.
Yeah.
And Calderon grounded to short his first time up back in the third inning. He led off the third inning. Now there's 2 outs here with a runner at first.
That's a strike. 0-2 the count, and then we had Jacob Cavazos on deck. You said Cavazos was the receiver or
Quarterback.
the quarterback?
Quarterback.
This was-
Quarterback.
He dislocated or broke a collarbone against Hannah, so he's coming back from that as a freshman, tore an ACL. So he's coming back from a couple injuries, but from a very athletic family. His uncle Sonny Cavazos was a quarterback at Weslaco, went on to Texas Tech for
Wow.
and his dad was one of the best pole vaulters in the valley, Jaime Cavazos.
Yeah, his mother was an exceptional athlete too,
Yes.
as a volleyball and a track player.
Devin couldn't get a hold of the ball at first, but he's using his body to avoid that leakage.
It's Mike's favorite count right here.
The deuces are wild.
The
Yep.
deuces, 2-2.
2 out.
That's another high ball that's going to go fall. So now we have a full count. 2 balls, but no. We're not. We're continuing with the deuces. I'm sorry.
You know, this game's really moving along. It's hour 24 into the game time. We're about halfway through the 5th inning. Whoa.
Now we have a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. On the top of the 5th inning.
Yeah, you mentioned, Coach, the Panthers need base runners here. A great opportunity for Matt Calderon to just somehow get on base and give Jacob an opportunity.
He's battling away in there, but count remains full.
We said we had Jaden Peters, right, on first base.
I believe that's
the
32.
pitch runner, yeah.
I love where we're sitting here right behind the home plate, but you lose some of the perspective of the press box up
Right,
here.
right.
And with a full count, Bettis will be running.
Should
so,
be.
So a hit to the gap or down the line may have an opportunity to score with his speed.
There you go, down the center, but the Guajardo seems well positioned. And the top of the fifth is gone. Still, the Bears up 4-0 versus the Weslaco Panthers on game 1 of a 3-game series by district playoffs. All right, we have Ariven Gutierrez at bat versus Mr. Rico Avila. On deck, Jacob Sanchez, the first baseman. Ariven doesn't wait. He goes at the first ball, and it's a foul.
Ariben is 1 for 2 in the game. He reached on an error and scored in the first inning, and in the third inning, singled
With a little bunt.
with a little bunt.
And
So
got stealing or something.
it was he was part of a
Oh,
6-4-3 double play.
There you go. I couldn't figure out why I had 6-4 down there.
Does have, yeah, as mentioned, he has a single.
Yep. Beautiful bunt.
Fielder's choice, and it will be the shortstop, Axel Camarena, with the play. And the first out.
You notice that he called all his infielders off.
I got it.
He makes the play.
So we had Jacob Sanchez, the first baseman.
0 for 2.
0 for 2 with an RBI, because in that double play, he got some Brown home for the third run of the game.
Heads up. The ball's a foul. So we have 0 balls, 1 strike. 1 out in the bottom of the 5th. The Bears on top 4-0. One the count.
Into the turf.
Yep, into the turf.
You know, I've not really been out on turf that is designed for baseball, but I know on the turf designed for football, those little black
The little pellets.
pellets come up. I haven't seen them jump up here, so I don't know if they're
Huh, that's
as
a good
prevalent
question.
on this turf. I know you do the soccer and they play on the turf, and you see those things.
Big hit to the center field, but Matt Calderon is positioned perfectly for the second out.
Jacob with a terrific, took a good whack there, but center field, 400 feet as we mentioned there. So Calderon out at center had a lot of space to work with, got underneath it and made the catch there for the second out.
And now we have Devin De Leon, the catcher, sophomore.
Well, the wind slowed down to 14 miles an hour out of the southeast, and the temperatures dropped down to a cool 82.
Cold 82. Don't say that out loud, Coach, because we're going to start busting out the boots and the
The
scarves.
Barcas, yeah, South Texas, they think it's cold.
Yeah, in June, July, that's pretty cold. Pretty cold.
1 ball, 1 strike, the count for Devin. And then we have Vicente Castillo, El Caballo, on deck.
Devin is 0 for 1 officially. He got hit by a pitch his last time up and scored.
Wow.
Oh, no, so now he hits to the left. It's going back, and he hits the ball at the fence. And that looks like a double for Devin.
Wow. Off the
Great,
wall.
great play, great play. And they hit the wall 3 times, if I'm not mistaken. So
Whoever the sponsor is out that way is getting a lot of wax that way.
yeah. Yeah. And now that's Guajardo,
That
number
one.
13. Number 13, Marco Guajardo.
Let me tell you what, old Evan Margot out there has read that sign, probably have some brown paint on his uniform.
Yeah.
He's been against that wall all night out there.
And that's not a good sign for Avila.
Castillo hit by a pitch, reached on an error, Mike, and I didn't think he was running real smoothly in the last time he was on the bases.
Ball 1.
Yeah, Castillo with an RBI opportunity here. 4-0 lead is nice, but I'm sure the Bears would, like any kind of insurance run to help their pitcher.
Yep. And let me tell you something. Vicente is looking to take that ball out of the ballpark.
Yes, he
I
is.
can tell just by his stance.
He took it out. He just
Yeah.
didn't take it out fair.
And you know what? I'm parked that way, so
Hope you have insurance.
I do, but it's not a good sight.
I'll just call up Flo, and she'll take care of it.
Yeah, that was actually a hit and run. And you guys saw there, Margot Guajardo take off from second here, and Vicente
Yeah,
with a great rip there, but it was foul.
we had 2 outs. 1-1 to count, and Avila keeping an eye on Guajardo on second.
Wow.
There he goes.
That has a chance. And nice job, Evan Margot.
Margot has the out, so after 5 complete innings, the Bears are up 4-0. And like you said, Mike, the Bears should be thinking now, Cheque should be thinking now, we had 6 more outs.
Yep.
And we had this ball game or the pocket.
Okay, so here we go. Big inning here for Weslaco.
And we had Jacob Cavazos at bat versus Cheque Marroquin. At deck, the other Cavazos, Jaden, so the quarterback.
This one's the quarterback. And once again, this is K-West and KTRI in a maiden voyage joint production of high school playoff baseball.
That was a low pitch in the first ball.
Jacob showing bunt there, trying to do anything
To get on
to
base.
get on base. You see the third baseman now in the green side of the turf, Normally I would say the grass, but the green side of the turf there.
2 balls, 0 strikes, and Devin asked the umpire to change the ball. So
And Jacob grounded to second, his first time up back in the 3rd inning.
and now all of a sudden Marroquin,
First time tonight, I think.
yep, he gets in trouble, and Devin has to go talk to him. And
You
so
know,
this-
Marroquin's smiling. I don't know if Devin said something to him funny, or if he just realizes why are you coming out here? I know what's going on. Now they're all filling in a hole.
And the question now, Coach, is with 3-0, does Jacob get the green light here
No.
to swing away?
I say no.
Take the pitch.
You got a sophomore in a big spot. He's thrown 3 pitches nowhere near the zone. Let's see if he'll throw a 4th one.
Right. That sounds like the right decision, but at the same time, you know the next ball is going to be right on point. That might be something to take it out.
Maybe if he was a senior, I might green light him, but now you green light him.
Yep. 3 balls, 1 strike. Marroquin's back on the game.
And now the infield in normal depth.
And I don't know what Devin said to Marroquin, but he's throwing 2 strikes in a row.
He brought the heater there.
And now from being 1 ball away from first, Jacob
Wow.
goes home. Strikeout for Bears ace, Cheque Marroquin, number 33.
Cheque was just like, watch this.
Yeah, he
After
put,
falling
Maybe that's why
behind.
he was laughing, Coach.
I got this. You think he told his sophomore catcher,
Yeah.
I got this?
Just stay back there. Stay back there. Don't worry.
Jaden Cavazos now at bat. Tries to bunt. Ball's coming out. Nobody got hit this time.
Well, that ball had some spin on it to get that far
Yep.
off of a bunt attempt.
Well, the ball was hit high up off the bat. The reason why it flew back. And for Jaden, he is also 0 for 1, grounded to first back in the 3rd inning.
0 balls, 1 strike, 1 out here on the top of the 6th. Score still 4-0 for the PSJA Bears. Right in the middle. 0-2 the count.
So he's thrown 5 straight strikes.
All fastballs.
He
Right.
threw 3 balls and then 5 straight strikes. Okay, there's a ball.
Yeah. Now 2 balls straight. And Jaden getting into a more comfortable position here.
Curveball.
And he's out. 2nd strikeout for Marroquin on the inning. 2nd out.
What's that, Coach? 5 overall?
6.
That's 6 overall.
And then number 24, Axel Camarena, top of the lineup for the Panthers.
And Axel's 0 for 2, lined sharply to second base his last time up. A great play by Zambrano there.
Marroquin throws the ball to the zone, and Camarena gets a piece of it, but goes out the field for a foul ball. 0-1 the count. Same thing happens. So Marroquin has Axel Camarena against the ropes again. 2 outs, 2 strikes.
It's almost like he's getting stronger. He had 1 strikeout an inning pretty much up until now, and he had 2 in a row.
And now we have Eddie Van on shortstop. The throw is good, but Mr. Jacob Sanchez couldn't get a hold of the ball. That looked like an easy play.
Got to call that a single, though, don't you?
Yeah.
Infield single broke the no-hitter. If I was the official scorer, I'd probably talk about it, but I think you give that a hit, and that would be the first hit of the ball game.
And Gutierrez, great effort there at short, coming up with that play. Had to make that throw fast because we all know the speed that Axel has.
And Sanchez got a hold of the ball, but it's just he spit it from the glove.
It would have been a bang play at first, but it's a judgment call on whether it's a single or an error. But nevertheless, a base runner for the Panthers here in the 6th inning.
And second time for Axel Camarena with Evan Margot stepping in.
So we have Evan Margot and on deck Raul Camarena, the brother. And that's a high ball to the left. It looks slightly out.
Wow.
He goes out the field, but that's a foul ball.
A long strike, guys. That's all that is.
By about, I would say about 3 feet.
About a 340-foot strike.
Yeah, 3 feet foul to the left side. And I think the Panther fans here are giving Margot a little ovation.
Well, you
for
know,
that swing.
as hard as Marroquin throws the ball, if you can time it, I mean, he actually was ahead of that pitch.
Yeah. And now this commotion led to Mr. Coach Guajardo send somebody to the bullpen just in case.
Oh, yeah. You still have four outs to get.
Yep.
And, a home run in that case makes it 4-2. That's a whole different ballgame.
Yeah, it is totally.
In one swing,
Yes.
just like that.
So that was our reality check for Marroquin, who was feeling very comfortable.
Yeah, he started cooking along there until this error or infield hit. And we're going to infield hit. And got the curveball in.
That's a strike. It looked a little low, so 0-2 the count.
Oftentimes, as the catcher just positions himself and catches it at the right spot, the umpire will call the strike.
Yeah. Devon tried to get something going at first, but Camarena has a good eye. Comes back on time. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And that's an out.
Yep, struck him out.
And that's the 3rd out, and that's the end of the half of the 6th inning. We are about to enter the bottom of the 6th. The Bears are up 4-0. And we had Trey Guajardo at bat for the Bears, the quarterback, versus Rico Avila, who starts the inning with a little ball.
And Trey Guajardo is 1 for 2. Had a single in the 3rd inning, grounded to the pitcher. His first time up.
And here goes Trey, a long ball to the left. And Ever Margot with the great positioning gets the out.
Ball was hit to the opposite side there, but as you mentioned, a great job there by Margot positioning himself there. And it was a hard hit there. So that was a big out there for Rico Avila.
And here comes Cheque Marroquin.
I know there are a lot of baseball fans watching this. Albert Pujols is at 2998 career hits, could reach the 3,000 mark tonight.
Nice. I thought you were going to say Pujols was watching our transmission.
That would be
broadcast.
nice.
That'd be an honor.
Here comes Marroquin. He wants to put the cherry on top of the cake with the hit here. Ball goes to 3rd. They throw to Sanchez, and that's an out. That's a great play by Raul Camarena, getting a hold of the ball and doing a precise throw. And also, Seth Sanchez opening up good to reach the ball.
A new batter, number 8, stepping up.
Number 8, it's Mr. Joel Pesina. He's the right fielder.
So he's batting for himself, technically.
Right. He was Pablito Trevino, number
Right.
00, batting.
He was the DH in the lineup.
Yeah.
So technically he's batting for himself.
I wonder if
Well, Trevino grounded out to first base and was hit by a pitch, then got caught stealing second. Fouled back.
So 0-1 the count for Pesina. Joel, the senior, who has had a couple of good interventions during the game, taking care of business over there on his side of town. Oh,
Got him? No, just got by.
it sounded something.
Might have been the glove
Right.
of the catcher there. Evens the count at 1-1 with 2 outs.
That's 2-1.
Cesar Cantu on deck. He's 0 for 2 tonight. Then we're on the top of the order.
And that's a hit. On the second base, Brian Diaz with the ball. And that puts an end to the 6th inning. So we're going to the 7th and final inning here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. The score 4-0, PSJ Bears on top versus Weslaco Panthers. Game 1 of a 3-game series of by-district play brought to you by KTRI and K-West.
Before Harlan Block raised the flag over Iwo Jima, he was a student at Weslaco ISD. There he played for the Panthers, won a championship, and learned some of the leadership skills he and 7 other students used while serving in the Marines. Weslaco ISD is home to some of the most prominent graduates in the Rio Grande Valley. For war hero Harlan Block, Weslaco ISD was the right choice.
And Raul Camarena at bat. You can hear the fans from Weslaco that made the trip cheering on him, trying to make stuff happen.
Well, both of these squads have great tradition. You talked about Coach Guajardo playoff run, Coach Eddie Serna, and they're starting it off with a single.
What a way to start for Camarena. Just what you needed. And the people fired up on the stands.
The leadoff man on.
Well, so if you call the thing that took place with his brother Axel in the last inning an error, well, that broke the no-hitter. The way I see it, the Camarena brothers each have a hit.
And now we have the catcher, Luis Longoria, trying to fire up the Weslaco Panthers. While Marroquin and the Bears are looking for 3 outs to finish this, wrap up this first game.
And Longoria's 0 for 2. Fly to right his first time up. And struck out in the 5th inning. So all these guys are due for a hit or to somehow get on base. Let's see if it's now.
One the ball count. And Marroquin's not even worried about the visitor on first. Focus on the batter. It's a foul ball. And now he has him at 1 ball, 2 strikes for Longoria.
Aside from losing the shutout, that runner at first does nothing to you. You have a 4-run lead. It's the guy at the plate that's the one you want to focus on.
Two the count. Now Marroquin showing some love to Camarena. Full count now for Longoria. And this is a very important pitch for the game. A ball can get 2 runners on base for the Panthers. So it's a grounder to third.
Good as a bunt.
Vicente didn't even think about the double play. He just went straight to first. And that's probably because Camarena got an early start on the ball.
Castillo with a strong arm there at third base. The ball was slowly rolled his way, and he had to come up with the ball there and zoomed it to first base for that out. But the runner did advance to second.
So we have Rico Avila, the pitcher, with the runner on second, 1 out for the Panthers. And Marroquin looking for trouble in the second, but Camarena with the great timing there.
Rico's 0 for 2 officially, struck out in the second inning, reached on an error back in the fifth.
That's a long
Second baseman.
line. What was? What
That
happened?
stayed fair.
Did it stay fair? It
Yes,
did.
it did.
It did, and I can believe from the 3 players, the guy that was in the worst position, which in this particular case was Sanchez.
There must have been a miscommunication of some sort. I thought maybe Zambrano at second would come up with the catch, but everybody just kind of looked at each other there. Or perhaps they thought I was going foul. I don't know. Nevertheless, the ball bounced just fair.
Well, can you call that a hit?
I say that's a hit.
That it has to be a hit. And now Guajardo calls out his players to the diamond to see what is going to be happening next. Is he going to take away the ball from Marroquin?
Well, Seth Sanchez, Pedro, has hit 2 balls about as far as you can hit in the park and stay inside.
Yeah,
And catches have been made in center and right field.
right.
So, he's hit the ball hard.
So
every
that's
time.
something to consider. Totally right.
And if he gets on base, that brings the tying run on.
Oh, yeah.
If say they don't get an out anywhere else, or if somebody scores, a tying run is on deck.
But they're trusting Cheque. Cheque is going to continue.
Well, you got to dance with the girl who brought you. You know what I mean? He got him in this position
Yeah.
all season, probably the last couple of seasons. He's got him a 4-run lead tonight. He needs some help behind him. We talked about giving away extra outs, and that's all that is right there.
Yeah, miscommunication, coach.
3
You
of their
said
best players get in a circle and say, "You got it,"
it. Right.
and none of them takes the ball, and it ends up a hit. There's a base runner in. I'm not sure who it is.
There's a switch. And we have Sanchez. Set Sanchez at bat. And Marroquin throwing a strike.
You mentioned Coach Sanchez hitting the ball hard. His first 2 at bats, that last time was to right field, close to the wall.
Low ball, so it's 1-1 to count.
That might be 32 in running again. That would be Jaden Pettis.
So we have a runner on first and second, 1 out. And a long hit. You called it, coach, all the way back. But Guajardo gets the out. He throws, and now we have a player on third. Player on first and third.
Third time in a row, Coach.
But that
Hard hit, just not far enough.
If that hit would have been on one of the sides, maybe we would talk something different.
Over to where the signage is, even
Yeah.
that far over, it might have had a chance to get out of here. That's 2 he's hit like that.
Yeah.
But you know what? Now you need 4 runs with 2 outs. We've been talking about you had 6 outs, 3 outs.
Right.
They're down to 1 out.
1 out, and that was a great play also by Guajardo. Not only was he well positioned, he run back, and he showed a great arm to throw the ball into a comfortable zone so that the Panthers couldn't do anything. Because with a bad throw, something else could have happened.
Oh, yeah.
Sanchez hit it straight to center where it's 400 feet. He probably hit it, about 395 perhaps, 390.
Something like that.
Somewhere around there. If there was such thing as a warning track in high school, the center fielder probably would have been standing on it.
Well, if Guajardo isn't there, I believe that ball hits at least the bottom of the fence.
Yeah. Matt Calderon at bat. And he pulls the ball up, and the same situation as we had before. This time they talk to each other. Pesina has the ball, and that's a game, ladies and gentlemen. The PSJ Bears get the W tonight, 4-0. Second game tomorrow at the beautiful city of Weslaco. And if necessary, a third game will be back here at the C.V. Kane Field in San Juan, Texas.
It's been a pleasure tonight. Thank Vinny Berry on the camera. Once again, the final score from PSJA. PSJ 4, Weslaco 0. Game 2 by district action tomorrow. Joint broadcast, K-West and KTRI. It's been great being with you. Tune in tomorrow. Thanks, everybody.